Mbappe's been probably the player of the tournament up there with Messi. World Cup final preview, Sukhi. Let's look at it from an objective point of view. France, realistically speaking, I personally think they're going to be the favourites with the experience that they've got, with the team that they've got as well. A couple of players coming back from injury, which is great. There's rumours of Karim Benzema actually going to Qatar to be on the bench just in case they need Karim Benzema, big boy Benz, my boy Benz. He may be back on the bench. How you feel about France's chances against Argentina?
When you look at France, it's kind of like looking at Real Madrid. They've got their own kind of Galacticos. And when you look at their kind of stack, they've got an A team, a B team, and a C team. And at the moment, we're seeing a B and a crossover of a C team. Looking at that loophole that Benzema might be back, is even there scarier. But I think what you'll see in this game is Argentina being on the back foot and France really going for them. So expect to see kind of a lot of possession by France. I think France have got the edge on them because they beat them 4-2 in the last World Cup. So I think they've got that mental edge over kind of Argentina, and obviously they can just turn it up when they need to. From Argentina's point, that they can defend for their lives for those 90 minutes, and I'm sure they will do. But again, I think with their team, they look a bit leggy. They're a bit physically tired. I'm just hoping, obviously, they've got enough heart to kind of get it through. But again, when you look at France, it's just like a really galactical team, isn't it? So
we spoke about Tchouaméni being amazing before. Many games have happened since then. He's knocked us out the World Cup. He's been amazing against Morocco as well. Probably played every game of this tournament so far for France. Even when Pogba's fit, when Kante's fit, they have to get Tchouaméni out of the team because of how well he's played in this tournament. And they have to get rid of Antoine Griezmann again because he's had a better tournament than I've ever seen him play, probably since 2016 when he was like the main man as a striker for France. But now he's like proper box-to-box, rugged midfielder, running the show against England. These two players, Tchouaméni and Griezmann, against that midfield four of Argentina, I genuinely think, even if Rabiot's back as well, I genuinely think that it's going to be a really tough time for this Argentina side as well. They will look to slow the game down. They will look to break up play as much as possible as well. But this France side is the best side that Argentina have faced in this tournament, bar none. And it's going to be fun to see how this midfield does as well. How about from a defensive point of view for France against Lionel Messi and Julian Alvarez as well? Because I would assume they're going to stick with that formation of 4-4-2. Maybe a 3-5-2 like they did against Netherlands, because it worked really well for them. Having three at the back, there's Andre Martinez left centre back as well. And then you're allowing Molina and you're allowing Acuna to actually break forward as wing-backs as well. And obviously that's how he scored as well against
exactly, yeah. And I think that was the assist Messi made to Molina. Molina scored that goal against Holland. When you look at it, I think, to be fair, that probably is their best formation to play. And I would actually play that against France. If I was France, I think from a defensive point, they ain't really got to worry, because the way that Argentina are going to sit so deep and just hope for a counter-attack, and then hopefully let their runners get up there, I think you'll see in the first half, it will just be purely France just going for it. And if I was France, you'd hope Griezmann gets into those kind of gaps, those kind of holes, pass the ball on the wings, and Dembele and Mbappe get those crosses into Giroud, because you've always got the option to kind of whack it into the box, or you could just play it kind of 1-2. Yeah, when you look at it, that final third, France have got the killers. When you look at Argentina, it looks a bit more friendly than than kind of.
You have two killers. You have one extraordinary killer.
Yeah, but
I think Alvarez.
The way that Argentina played that game, they were against Croatia, that goal that Julian Alvarez scored, very lucky on the ricochets, by the way. And obviously, don't get me wrong, he banked on it. That's what a striker should do. And obviously, when he won the penalty, he had the instinct to do it. But I just don't think France will give him those opportunities.
Looking to nullify Mbappe, Giroud, and Dembele, who Dembele deserves a shout out as well, because he's normally injured all the time. You barely get to see him play as well. It's true. 2018, he played like 1 or 2 games and he's just on the bench for the rest of them because he couldn't handle it. He's been fantastic in this tournament as well. It's just with Giroud and Mbappe getting the highlights for the goals and assists, Griezmann for running the show in midfield with Tchouaméni. Dembele deserves his flowers as well. I definitely think he'll have a very big part to say in this game as well. That's why I think it would be really good to see Argentina play with a back three, midfield 5, let Fernandes and McAllister run free with De Paul in the middle of the park as well. The fact that this Argentina side, it's been bent to Messi's will in a way. When you're looking at it, you're having these big players like Paredes, Dybala, Di Maria staying on the bench, Martinez on the bench, because it's Messi's way with Scaloni or no way. And when you're seeing Messi's way, it works so well for Argentina. We've seen the Argentina way in 2018 knocked out to France in the quarterfinals. The World Cup finals, 2014, get knocked out in the final by Mario Götze. 2010. Losing to Germany again, I think, in the quarterfinals in Cape Town, I think it was. And it just doesn't happen for them. But it happens for him. It happens for Lionel Messi. One more game for Lionel Messi, it would be just the dream to see how well he would do. France versus Argentina, how's it looking for you from a tactical point of view? We've spoken about tactics, to be fair. Just objectively, how do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, I think again, I think France will probably take the front foot. I think Argentina will obviously sit on the defensive side, but I think sometimes it can work, sometimes it can't. But I think if Argentina go down 1-0 down by the 45 minutes, then they're going to have to start kind of opening up the valves of the teams, start moving forward. And obviously that opens those gaps up for Mbappe and Dembele to get in behind. And I think that could then cause even more havoc. And then you'll see kind of France running away with it. And I think just on that, I probably will go for a prediction as well at the same time. I can see France winning it 3-1.
I genuinely think France will win. I think France will win this game 2-1 in extra time. I think the fact that Argentina as well haven't faced a side like France just yet in this tournament. Netherlands, with all due respect, is still a young team coming up as well. Realistically speaking, I genuinely think that this Mbappe, Griezmann, Giroud, Dembele front four is the best attack in this tournament, and it has been for quite a while because we've spoken about them before. It's the World Cup. You can only deal with what you have in front, and they have, which is great. And it goes to show that even with the players that they've got injured, Kante, Pogba, Nkunku, Benzema, hopefully he comes back. It would be great to see him win a World Cup as well, Karim Benzema. He will get a medal because he's in the squad still as well. That's the craziest thing for not actually doing anything, Karim Benzema. It's true. But that's how I kind of see it, to be fair as well. I think Argentina, the world probably wants Argentina to win for Lionel Messi. But objectively speaking, if I look at it, I think France have the stronger team. I think they'll do it over 120 minutes as well. And realistically speaking, if France score first, it would be a very long day for Argentina. Because when you're looking at Argentina, I've noticed this in games that when they score first, they're a lot more vulnerable to conceding a goal. They did it against, I think, Australia when they were 2-0 up, and they didn't need to be 2-0 up because of that stupid defense, the goalkeeper error, I should say, as well. It could have gone to extra time. Netherlands, same thing, conceding 2. That last-minute set piece from Netherlands conceded as well, which is crazy. And then Croatia could have scored 2 when it was 1-0 to Argentina. They didn't finish it. And it didn't go for them as well. But it is what it is. And I genuinely think it will be a fantastic game to watch on Sunday, which will be really, really good, which will be good fun as well.